Colorado, Nebraska kickoff. Are we looking at a primetime NBC kickoff in Lincoln?
Wow.
The early clues I'm getting are say yes.
Okay.
So the networks got together Wednesday to begin the selection draft. And over the coming weeks, we'll know Nebraska's kickoff times. Well, we know Colorado, Nebraska, like last year, will not be a big noon kickoff because the Texas-Michigan game has already been selected for week 2 for big noon kickoff.
Yep.
And logically, Deion Sanders has a lot of value still for ratings, especially in September.
So does Nebraska.
And Nebraska. But September, Deion Sanders brings ratings. We saw that last year.
It's a no-brainer.
And so, anyway.
It's a no-brainer.
The early pieces have been starting to move for this game to be primetime. And I got a couple things thrown my way here before the show started. That NBC's already kind of, making some calls, getting some things figured out to possibly have that game as the primetime game. So if that does hold true, wow, we're talking about a magical stage and night similar to 2014 Nebraska-Miami.
Yeah, we always say that one. That one's for sure. Is there any other that come to mind? Magical.
Well, the first Big Ten game in Lincoln was Ohio State, Nebraska, 2011. Rex Burkhead in the rain.
Yeah.
The comeback, the Levante David. A lot of people left that game, remember?
Yeah. Yeah. So it was different than, it's hard to top Miami, Nebraska in 2014 when Amir went for a big game and they had Randy Gregory and Collins made big plays. I think it was at the end of the third quarter. Miami was threatening. Listen, don't hold me to all of this, but Miami was threatening. Key moment in the game. And if you remember, Collins and Randy Gregory came up big on like 3 straight plays or 2 straight plays, and it turned the tide of the game, and it was wild.
And that left tackle from Miami was a first rounder, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
and Gregory and him were squaring off.
Okay.
And they started going at it, and I mean,
it was wild.
And hey, Nebraska fans want blood. I mean, they've gone to Boulder.
They do.
And they've been treated like trash.
They want blood.
Like the way that Colorado students, particularly, and young, have treated Nebraska fans in Boulder.
Mm-hmm.
This is not going to be a cheer the opponent kind of stage.
No, and look, if Colorado fans want to come at us on this, go ahead, come at us. I mean,
they've embarrassed themselves.
Yeah, you embarrass yourselves. I mean, you gotta just eat this. I mean, I've watched it. I watched an assault happen.
I've never seen people treat people like the way Colorado students and fans
come at us on this.
have been towards Nebraska the last couple of years. And it's bizarre. It's bizarre to me.
Yeah, we don't talk about fans like this, only in extreme circumstances. And Colorado has made this an extreme circumstance. Now, Colorado fans are going to come back and say, oh, yeah, what happened on the field last year, big boy? Colorado got him.
No, they did. They've got him 3 times in a row.
Wonderful. But no, you're right, Sean. It'll be bloodlust. It'll feel like Miami in 2014, and probably with more bloodlust than that because of Deion, because the rivalry is heated still. It's really intense. So
I just hope that all this holds true, that these things that are happening with NBC, making, calls and connections here in Lincoln to get things ready to go means it's happening. Because I love moments like this. This will be one we'll never forget. Now you hope though that Colorado beats North Dakota State in week 1.
And that's not a given.
No, it's in Boulder. That's a really tough game. Now North Dakota State has a new head coach.
I know. And I don't think North Dakota State, it's not what
their head coach left to be the linebackers coach of USC.
Yeah, right. Interesting. North Dakota State's not what it was when it was at the height, like Craig Bowl years. So, but still, yeah, I'm with you on that. You do want Colorado to win that game.
North Dakota State's going to come in though to Boulder like a more organized army. They may not have as nice of tanks and guns, but they're going to know how to fight better, and they're going to be ready to go. And Colorado is going to be flashy with their Louis Vuitton luggages and their Rolex watches, and
they're going to be doing weird stuff on the field, probably that is probably sort of trumped up. No pun. I mean, just weird stuff like they did against Nebraska, where they sort of invented this square off at midfield, which was just, it wasn't real. That's what they do. But you know what? They also got 2 first-rounders. They got Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter.
Maybe the 2 best
first-rounders.
players in the Big 12 right now in terms of draft stacks.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
stocks.
Yeah. So they got that. They'll have some skilled players. You know that. But I don't know. The way Deion's doing it, how can you even tell what kind of team that's going to be? There's so much turnover.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. And we'll know these kickoff times.
When?
Last year, they came out on June 1. So sometime here in late May, maybe June 1, these dates will get announced. And, what we'll find out are usually the first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Then your homecoming game.
Mm-hmm.
And then any like Friday games. Okay. So
we'll find out.
We'll know like the homecoming kickoff. And I don't know what game homecoming is this year for Nebraska.
Oh, who knows that? I don't know that.
Well, usually you kind of put a homecoming game like a strategically, like not a higher profile game, because then you can select your kickoff time.
Okay.
And so a lot of times a game that would be slammed as an 11 a.m. kick, you make that your homecoming game, and then you put it at 2:30.
Final word on this Colorado, Nebraska in prime time, which we think is going to happen based on the information you've gotten today. It's a no-brainer because this is great drama. It is a grand stage at Memorial Stadium. It is everything you want. It could be a little dicey, It's great TV is what I'm getting at. It's wonderful.
And if you're
TV.
NBC, you
jump on it. And why? If this game's at 2:30,
it's on CBS. It's at 2:30.
Yeah, and college football people are saying, why is Colorado, Nebraska? Why is that not a night game? There's people saying that. Like, why is that not a night game? This is a night game, Sean. It is a no-brainer.
I can already feel the juice if it's a night game.
I can too.
I can already see 3,000 viewers watching our post-game live show if they win that game.
Yeah, or if they lose.
Yeah. We've seen it both ways.
Right.
But I'm expecting a night of margaritas and super chats galore for Steve Sipple.